What's up guys, Nate Brodrowski from Narrowway Homestead. I'm here to show you how homestead life changes in the winter. And one of the first things you're gonna notice, it's dark out. It's always dark in winter somehow. I'm gonna do my best to film everything I'm doing, all the different changes based on all the ice and the snow. It's like 15 degrees out here. It's not normal weather for West Virginia, but it looks like I'm gonna have like approximately 30 days of stuff just like this. And I'm gonna show you guys how everything's changed and what is so drastically different. The first thing that's different is the footwear. This is actually the first year I've had any kind of boot that's like a snow boot. I didn't know this storm was coming when I recently bought these, but I'm really glad I did. These are the normal shoes I wear, and they are modified with these ice cleats. They have little metal pieces that allow me to walk on the ice because the snow that we have has somewhat melted and just become a sheet of ice on top. First thing I'm going to do, get this light switch. I'm into my heated closet, and I'm assuming I probably need to run the generator, so I'm going to grab it. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here. I'll cover all that in a bit because that has a lot to do with the heating and cooling. I'm gonna go out here, set it in the snow. What's up, Az? Let's see if I can get it to start up now that it's been somewhat warm. I don't even know if I need to start this generator. It was sunny today. I know I'm gonna need to run it sometime. Turn the choke on. Oh yeah, it's definitely warm. And I wanna see if it actually fires up or keeps running real stupidly like it did the other night. Looks like it might actually run. It sounds a whole lot better when it gets a load on it. It's kind of missing a little bit here and there. Alright, so I know this generator's good. Eco mode. Let's walk up and check all the electric. I have recently checked on the baby chicks and the baby ducks. I've got them enclosed in with a kerosene lantern. They have a little spot they can get out of if they need to. The adult ducks are hanging out over there. They have a cool windbreak with that snow that fell off the roof piled up there. We don't normally get this much snow in West Virginia. I was used to this in Pennsylvania. And this is the generator I ran last night. It did real good for me. Looks like we're at 88% battery. So I will be running a generator tonight because it's really not that late yet, pulling about 540 watts. I will wait till we get down to about 80 or 75%. So I'll be coming out here around midnight to fire up a generator. And I just swap these out day by day when it's this cold because this won't start. So I will put this back in the house overnight to fire. I'll probably just wait until I walk up here with the other generator. And this generator works good. I don't know if it starts in the cold or not. I'm not wanting to put gasoline in it because I don't want a chance of gasoline gumming the carburetor. I run off propane, but with my batteries failing, I ran out of propane. So I'm back to this. I have 3 generators that I keep in rotation. You can ruin your batteries if you don't keep them at a certain level of charge, so it's very important to me to have all that happening. My batteries are at 40 degrees, which is the coldest I've seen them yet this winter, but that's still plenty fine for lead acid. There's no reason to worry too much about that. Let's go do kindling. All right, down here at the firewood spot, should have wore boots for the loose snow. Whatever, it's not that deep anymore. That's really one of the biggest differences that I do in winter time is when it snows, everybody's like, what do you do about all the snow? And I'm like, I just choose different footwear. My favorite way to split kindling is with a hatchet instead of the kindling cracker. I guarantee I'm going to be moving on to the kindling cracker because I didn't do a glove. This hatchet is awful and I can't hold on to it very good. But I did make one kindling. I made 2 kindlings. One cool thing about firewood and kindling, it splits so easily when it's cold. And typically, I do not remember to bring my firewood bag down here, so I only split so much kindling. I dropped several pieces on the way back and walking back and forth a bunch. And I try to use the pieces that look the best. And yes, there is snow on some of the firewood, but it's okay. I have done cool stuff like try to split multiple ways, but sometimes I'll try to hit it like this. Basically, that just ends up wasting a bunch of time. But the whole reason I'm splitting kindling right now is because I have a wood cook stove. I'm not used to a cook stove in such a small firebox. And basically that just means I'm starting and stopping a lot more fires. As opposed to just most years, most of my stoves, I just use whole pieces and put them on the old coals. But it's just not working out that way this year. So for the first time ever living off grid, splitting kindling has become a normal job. And the only reason this hatchet is doing anything with this firewood is because it's so cold. I never can split kindling this efficiently. Also choosing my pieces very carefully. This piece has a little bit of funky grain to it. I have to actually swing like I mean it, I guess. Oh, one splinter and 2 little pieces. Splitting kindling is actually kind of fun. I don't usually get to split it when it's this cold out. It's the temperature. Once the water in the wood freezes, you know, ice is brittle. So yeah, the best time to actually split kindling is in winter just before use. There we go. That'll be enough. My hand is now cold. All right, carry the kindling in, get a fire started, wait till midnight, and come do some generator stuff. Wonder if Az dragged that out. It's usually how firewood ends up in the yard randomly. That dude over there drags it around. There you go. 1 armload of kindling. Most of my firewood is right by the kindling, but a good bit of it is right here, including my overnight logs. But if I'm already walking around, a lot of people probably wonder, why don't I have all my firewood really close? It's because I'm already walking around doing 10,000 other chores. Get all this kindling stored in a firewood drawer underneath the wood stove. Actually, I'm gonna let Jen clean this off before I start a fire, because the stove's been so hot recently that nobody feels like cleaning the glass. All right, guys. Jen saw a video about cleaning a window on a wood stove with wood ash. She just has a wet rag and ash, and she's gonna give it a try. Luckily, we somehow happen to have some ash around, some wood ash. I don't know how we happen to have that around, but we do. And I know what it's like to try to clean it with nothing, just random water. But actually, that seems to be doing pretty good. I'm pretty sure the whole concept is the grit in the wood ash. Just kind of like toothpaste is kind of gritty. It's got a real fine polishing agent. Well, the ash is kind of acting the same way, although I would not advise you to brush your teeth with wood ash, even though I bet it would work really well. Maybe I'll start doing that.
Well, they started putting charcoal in it.
They did. It's not that far removed from ash.
Actually, it doesn't work too bad.
Nope, I think it's just abrasive.
That's better than just using water.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Usually I can get all of this
Sure.
off of it. We just really like to see the fire through the door.
We do. It's actually probably a really easy way to just do a quick clean, like just grab a rag, dip it in the ash and scrub it quick, and it's 90% better.
I'm picky about things.
When you're gonna make it clean, you're gonna make it clean.
Oh, okay. Hold on. That gave me a whole new perspective. Look at that.
What's happening?
I could not scrape. I'll show you on this other spot. So this black on here, I
Yeah,
couldn't get it off on the other side, so I put some extra wood ash on the rag.
right.
It took it off.
Yep, sure did.
Squeaky clean.
How about that? Yep, no, I think
That made a huge difference.
that ash is just abrasive and... Alright, okay, I'm mildly impressed now.
Me too. I was not at first. I am now.
It does actually work.
Very nice.
It's a legit life hack, guys.
There's a spot there I can't get. A little wood ash on my rag.
Okay, alright.
Alright, I'm convinced now.
That's how I'll be cleaning it from
I
now
was
on,
not
because I don't even know what you use or how you get it or what to spray, and I'll just use wood ash. Because I know how to use that.
Yep, I'm impressed. I was not at first, didn't think it was actually doing anything different, but it totally did.
Alright, now I'm going to start a fire, and sometimes I often use just like random cardboard trash that happens to be around. But every once in a while, I like to just start one kind of an old school way. And I like to use as little cardboard as possible. And I'm sure it's probably a little bit dark in there. I'm going to use this piece to light it. I always do it different every time, a little bit. And then I learn just more about starting fires. Even though I've been starting many fires for years now. Oh, got the light. Narrowway Homestead hat. It can be found at narrowwayhomestead.com. I like to pre-stack all of it too, even though I could probably light it first. Here we go. Stick it in here like so, next to that other piece. Just good and hot. There we go, we're doing it. I need to open that to get more air out of the bottom. Another piece there, another piece here. Looking tough. Looking tough, I'm gonna have to save it. Probably if I'd have used all my cardboard at once, it would have worked better. My last shot at it, guys. I might fail.
Just need that kindling to catch. Ooh, it's going. You're
Looking
getting
good.
it. You're getting it.
It's looking good, guys. It's looking good for me and my reputation of starting fires.
As long as the smoke stays in there and you don't set off your new alarms.
Well, look, I don't mind if smoke detectors go off when I'm starting fires. Just make sure it's kind of all close, but not smothering it. Take my giant piece, put it in here, collapse the entire thing so it's a complete disaster. Shut this door to force all the air to come up from the bottom. Alexa, turn off headquarters.
Okay.
Look how clean that glass is, guys.
And we've got fire.
We got it. We did it. We did it.
That means we've got heat.
This is probably my favorite part about winter. Starting fires and being warm. I'd say we were successful, guys. All right, guys, now that the wood stove is going good, I can move on to other stuff. Now the room will be nice and warm and toasty, and I won't be in it. But such is life on the homestead. Now I'm going to zoom in. This is my temperature monitor controls. This is telling me how warm it is at the water pump room. This is how warm it is inside the storage building. I typically like to keep it above freezing, but that's impossible right now. And this is the temperature of my utility closet. We're going to go over all those and what I monitor in them. But first, make sure to go to narrowwayhomestead.com. Check out any reed diffusers if you're interested in such a thing. These guys are on there on the website along with the different scents. They are all the same scents that are used in my beard care products. No, those products weren't staged there just for that. They just happened to be there. So that's why I made the video of that. And here's my firewood carrying bag. This is the utility closet. This room has all the different battery chargers and stuff I might need, any spray paint, anything that needs to be warm that I don't want in the way of the living space. This is where the water heater is. Doesn't get used much in the winter because of the wood stove water heater. That's just a pot of water sitting directly on there, and I need to do a video on that sometime. This is my portable power stations for backup power. This all ties into here. I've done long videos on this before, so I won't cover it in too much detail, but basically lithium iron phosphate batteries need to stay warm. Water stuff needs to stay warm. I added this closet over the summer or just before winter, knowing I was going to need to keep it cool. The reason I came in here, this pulls air out of the living quarters where the wood stove is. This is what keeps it warm in here. I'm going to turn it back on, and that keeps this room warm. This pulls air out of here, and that goes over there. This is part of what keeps my water system from freezing. Go back outside. Remember, the generator needs to go back inside because otherwise when I go to start it in about 4 hours from now, it might be too cold and not start nice. One thing's for sure, nobody will accuse me of making this closet too big. Barely enough room. You guys will notice nowhere in this video am I taking care of animals, feeding them, watering them, doing any kind of stuff with them. This is all stuff that's unrelated to that. There's plenty to do on a homestead that has nothing to do with animals, particularly when you start developing all these systems. All right, walk in the snow. You can see I've walked down here quite a bit. This is all ice, but got the ice cleats on, so I can pretty much just dance out here. Back over here to the rainwater tank, which is probably frozen. Doesn't matter because my water pickup is about 2 feet below the surface of the top of the water, and only the sides and the top are freezing. This is the water closet. This is the room that has to stay above 40 degrees or is set to do that. Surprised there's no cats in here because the cats have found out that this is warm and they can hang out here. Anyway, right there is where that warm, dry wood stove air comes, keeping this room warm and dry. I've got my water pump and a pressure tank, all about the same as a well system. If you had a well, your system would look just about like this. These things are all things that aren't supposed to freeze. They're also in here for thermal mass. As they stay warm, it will keep this room warm longer, meaning that that fan does not have to kick on and off much to keep this room at the right temperature. This is my disconnect for the pump for when things do freeze up, and it does happen. My water pipe goes underground here, comes up inside this insulated thing, which is insulated to the side of the tank. Once the side of the tank freezes, which doesn't happen very often, then that can freeze, and I have heat tape in there. And what I added this year is heat tape from here right down to the surface of the water. It's a little section. That section would freeze once a year on me. I decided, well, I'll try to do something to keep it from freezing. I did that. That caused me a problem. That means that it keeps the water in the pipe kind of warm, and this sensor on the heat tape that goes from here all the way down and over there now thinks everything's warm enough. And so I had this section freezing on me. So it was just a matter of pulling this temperature sensor out away from the pipe. Now it's out in the cold. Now it runs all the time. So I just put it on a timer on and off at different times, depending what temperature it is outside. I'll redo all that at a later date, make it all better. But there's no sense in trying to work on plastic frozen stuff and breaking things. I can wait till spring or sometime when the weather breaks for all that. But this is all stuff I just monitor and make sure works okay. For the most part, it is automated. This room stays at about 40 to 45 degrees. That utility closet, I change how warm it stays in that room, because if it gets too hot in the living quarters, because the wood stove just fired up way too much, I'll just pull extra heat into that little storage room and let that get a lot hotter and allow that to just carry over longer, because there's a bunch of thermal mass in there. It basically just keeps everything warmer. I get to use the heat that I got without allowing it to make me just sweat randomly inside. That's not necessary. It'll just keep everything outside of there and in the closets in good shape. I hate wasting heat. Firewood is enough work without burning it excessively and then opening doors to cool off, which sometimes still happens. All right, I'm gonna go grab something from inside to take out to the freezer, get some ice, get myself a nice cold drink. Maybe I'll just grab snow or icicles again, we'll see. And then I'm gonna chill for a couple hours, and then it'll be time to fire up a generator and make sure that everything's doing good because of the heat tape and everything that pulls so much more power and my short daylight hours, because most of the time the sky looks like this and I'm getting no solar power. I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna come right back for you guys during this intermission while I am relaxing and taking it easy, drinking a nice drink. We'll check out the sleeping ducklings and chicks, which are hanging out right here over on Twitch. I'm able to keep an eye on them along with everybody else on the internet, making sure that everything's okay with them while they're out there in that crazy cold. They're boxed in there with a nice kerosene lantern, which I can obviously monitor through this camera. Make sure everything's going good and they're staying warm and toasty. Okay, apparently, instead of coming out and doing this at midnight, I'm going to fall asleep and then wake up randomly at 2 a.m. and remember, oh, I was going to do this. I have to remember where to walk. I got the ice shoes, I can walk on the path. If I don't, then it's much better to walk in the deep snow. I got two options right now, so I'm doing good. Over the fact that I'm tired and groggy, having to carry some generator and balance on the snow. Okay. I don't even know if I need to bring it out, but I probably did. 73%, probably be just fine. Getting down to 50% or so before the sun starts charging, except for the sun's not supposed to shine tomorrow. And yes, my voice might sound different. I didn't grab my microphone set up, do all that, but guys, I'm tired. I do all kinds of random stuff like this all the time that people don't realize, particularly in winter. Check Twitch. Baby ducks still have everything going good and should be good till morning. This thing's warm. Make sure it's not on slippy ice where it'll just roll or some nonsense. First pull because it's warm. It's going to take this thing a second to call for power. Yeah, we're negative 650 watts and we're kicking on. It's now powering the load it's being asked for, and now it's moving on to charge the batteries. And I have it set up. It's only asked for, I don't know, 800 watts over usage. Apparently 500. I can change all those settings. That's probably fine as long as it just wants to putter along. This thing's got to go back down there. Everything seems good out here. That'll hopefully do it till morning. Come down here and check on old Ez. Such a good dog. I can just get right in here. Oh, doing? Oh, he's so warm. If I didn't have a house to sleep in, I would have no problem laying right here and fitting in here with him and staying warm. He's a good boy. Oh, he's so good. Now I'm warming up my cold hand on his nose. The goodest boy. Don't tell me I said he was the goodest boy. Alright, back to carrying generator. Going inside. Everything seems good. That's good. Dang it. Got these cool glasses so I can film all this stuff, except for sunglasses too, so wearing sunglasses at night is only so brilliant, but I had to get the footage for the people. Alright, get that put away. I want an overnight dog. Jen kept the fire going while I was visiting. Sleepy and lazy. I want a whole overnight dog this time. I'll sneak you out of here without problems. Yes, I'm talking to the log. Oh, I had problems. Oh, I had problems. Come back up. That should fit in there. Okay. Now I should be done. Unless something else comes up. And I'm ready to do some sleeping again, because it's still cold. I kind of want to do other stuff out here, but you know, you gotta sleep sometime, right, guys? Good to see the water still flowing good. Very, very important. It makes everything much easier on the homestead. But I still carry buckets out from by the wood stove just because it's warmer. Az doesn't care about warm water though. He just wants nice, cool drinking water. Whenever it's super cold out, I give my ducks corn. Also, corn is their favorite thing. They've got a full food dish over there. And wanting corn. They love corn. I use it for a treat. Alright guys, here's a bunch of corn. And I gotta go back in there and get the water apparently because I forgot all about it. Oh, ducks. You guys can have some more too, I guess. And now it's morning. I don't believe I really have to do anything related to any tech stuff. The water's flowing, although I brought this bucket out from the house. Swap out the ice from the animals and give them water. This video isn't about the animal care. I've already done something about that, so you guys know how it all goes. Of course, I just think it's super awesome. See these guys? Come on, stay in here, guys. You gotta stay in the warm area. I want to set this on you, but I'm kind of using it to shoo you around because it's slippery and you guys just don't know not to be underfoot, and I gotta be so careful. I know, you guys are probably thirsty. Ooh. This whole side's getting filled up with ice. There's still water in there, but it's probably nasty and needs replaced anyway. How do we do? Awesome. You gotta watch where you set your foot down. It's very, very hard not to step on young baby birds. I haven't actually stepped on one and harmed one ever, but gotta walk different. You guys go. Food. Check your heat, make sure that's good. It's still very cold. Switch randomly disconnected. This flashlight was to get charged last night, and I forgot.
Narrates his life, cutting firewood, draining beasts away from city strife. The ducks they roam freely, a quiet army troop.